Disclaimer: the information and education material contained herein is meant to promote the general understanding and dialogue of GAN's processing. Such information is not meant or intended to serve as a substitute for a healthcare professional's clinical training, experience, or judgment. For patients and individuals, such information is not to be a substitute for professional medical, therapeutic, or healthcare advice or counseling. For medical issues or concerns, including decisions about medications and other treatments, readers, viewers, listeners should always consult their physician or, in serious cases, seek immediate assistance from emergency personnel. Prescription information, procedures, and use of medical devices information should be undertaken only by properly trained and certified medical personnel. We specifically disclaim any warranties, express or implied, including implied warranties of merchantability or fitness for a particular purpose. Such information is provided, as is, and is believed to be accurate at the time of its publishing, but it is the viewer's job to evaluate the accuracy of any information found in this presentation. Every case presented is of their own experience, applied by themselves for themselves, and it applies to their case only. Every person experiencing health problems should seek professional medical advice and consult their course of treatment with a doctor. The processes of plasma balancing described herein are a natural process which supports the body but does not replace medical advice or therapies one is already subject to.
It's time for change to move into the real work of the universe. And it's time to understand that we use the matter state to reach the level of understanding of the soul of the man. Now you understand maybe why the Creator has sent His messengers in the name of whatever you have had. Is that they bring the ears, that it can be used when the time of the Messiah comes. They can teach the soul and the messenger, not to oppose, but by them understanding through those who have become messiahs to give from their souls to these to elevate, the job is made easy. The school is there and the students are devotedly there. Then there won't be any fight between what they call the Muslims and the Christians. The lamb and the lion will eat and sleep in the same nest. The Christians and the Muslims will sleep and pray in the mosque and in the same church in the name of their souls, not in the name of religion that is used to create so much conflict for the benefit of those who were the hyperactive children. The time has come, the time of change is here. And as I said, my wish is my command. If it's your wish to see peace, the path of peace is laid very clearly. It's the soul of the collective awareness. By giving will create that position of change. No other thing. There is no pen in the soul of the man. And I'm sure once you go into the universal community, you will never see anything written but the balance of the fields of the soul of the existence. Try to be humble enough not to become arrogant in the power that you have understood and you possess. Otherwise, you'll fall in the same path of the church and the mosque. This is what we promised, and this is what we have delivered. We have to understand the operation of the soul, and we have to understand the soul of the man is a star in the cosmos of the universe. If we compare the soul of the man and many of us, 7 billion in one collection, Earth is like a galaxy with so many stars. When we look in the depth of the universe, we see galaxies with hundreds of millions of stars in it. So is the planet Earth. It carries 7 billion beautiful stars, which are the soul of the man. Carries with it soul of so many trillions of animals, plants, and everything else. So if you look, when someone who does not see the physicality of the earth and its content, what do they see? They see a galaxy with so many beautiful lights shining, each one according to their strength, each one according to their position. An infant has a beautiful soul, so has the old man. To those who do not see the physical dimension of this planet, but they see the strength of the field, we are clusters of stars. The human race, every single soul, no one from a distance sees that's the soul of a fisherman, that's the soul of the cosmologist, that's the soul of the president. They all shine irrespective of the physicality. This is the magic. This is what the new science has to bring to man. When we look to our soul, we see nothing but a star in the other souls. And this is the break. This is the understanding. This is what all these teachings are about. Coming to mature to the next level, to understand in the deep space, the universe is the oyster for those souls who serve. Then man is ready to go into space. Then man is ready to become part of the universal community which has been promised. I never promised you heaven. I always promised you the elevation of the man to join the family. And now you have the key. It's you who has to open the door to understand, if I can raise the soul of these people or millions of other souls, that the physical life on this planet changes, then I'm worthy to be part of the universal community. To be there to serve, to expand. To be there, to be part, that in the cycle of life of universe, I become, in being part, I become part of the totality. When man reaches that point, a new dimension in the strength of the soul of the man will appear, which is beyond imagination of understanding of the physical life. It's the gate to the opening of the new life in a new dimension, which is beyond imagination of what you might call a new beginning, a new cycle. Which that cycle carries with itself the origin of the creation of life in the universe and in the universe. It's the elevation of the soul to serve become the key, not a throne of the physical life. The time is right. The time has come for the man to go through this process.
Welcome, everyone. Welcome to the 250th One Nation, One Planet, One Race for World Peace and Justice here on Tuesday, November 29th, 2022. This is a broadcast of the Keshe Foundation Spaceship Institute Education Department and part of the public teachings in English. My name is Rick Crammond, and I'll be host today, along with Mark as co-host, and we are ready to have members of the Universal Council present today's workshop. So without further ado, let's get that ready and begin.
Hello, thank you, my dear Rick. Thank you so much, my dear. Welcome, Suswagatam. My dear beautiful souls, in this beautiful energy of Keshe Foundation Spaceship Institute, in the beautiful beauty and totality of Keshe Foundation Spaceship Institute, in the beautiful energy of knowledge seekers, truth seekers, in the beautiful energy of universal souls, as we are all universal. So, and in the beautiful energy of one planet, one nation, one race for justice and world peace. So here I will say, a great soul has said that when you don't move, you cannot understand that you are chained like that. It is so much true. So here we have to move always, because movement, it was plasma do, and we are all in a way plasma beings. So and there's a soul in a stone also, so-called stone. So here I'm going to read the beautiful words. So beautiful. Through the beauty of the soul of diversity of the languages spoken on planet Earth, all souls are as equal, and all are as creators as they are created in the image of the Creator. So beautiful, as we are all created in the image of the Creator. So that is the beauty, my dear one. We can understand this if we really want to understand. So the desire will be the I am. Thank you, my dear. Rick, salam, namaste, salute. Rick, can we go to the next slide? Here I welcome my dear Mark to read the wish. Universal, of course. Thank you, Mark. Welcome.
Certainly.
Mark? Oh, thank you.
Certainly. Thank you, Shweta, and thank you, Universal Council. I almost wanted to call you Universal Community, but I know you're a bridge between the man and the universe, and so on and so forth. And these are wishes. Again, these are energies. I always thought wishing was for children, but now we know this is the way the universal community operates. And the Universal Council is learning to operate in the same fashion by creating wishes. And of course, it's not always instantaneous. Sometimes the wish has to be correct. The souls have to all agree. And of course, the timing is another factor. But we're continuing on with this higher level of understanding rather than working out solutions in the matter state. And these energies will eventually come into manifestation in the matter state. As I said, if the souls agree, the timing is correct and the wish is correct. We, the Universal Council, wish to act as one planet, one nation, one race, to receive funding needed to reverse genetic conditions and achieve world peace. Our wish is our command. Thank you.
I am present.
I am, and we are present. So the wish. So yeah, of course. Thank you, my dear Rick. After this beautiful wish, the genetic, to reverse the action of the genetic, well, I will say poisoning or genetic facts in our body, in every, even in a seed of a wheat, it is very, very necessary to do this process. Or I will say, here is this is a drawing sketch made by me when I was just, you know, I was seeing the light. I was seeing the shining of the light somehow. I don't know where, but I can see that. But then I couldn't understand but I started to understand when, well, as our beautiful teacher Alex Korik said, bending of the light. So this is where, when I started to bend towards the light, and the urge to see the light, I became like a lover. So here is the sketch. I have drawn this sketch in a very chaotic time, you know, in a very chaotic time. And when I was sketching this drawing, I always draw wings. When I was growing up, I always draw wings in my back, you know. And now I know why I was drawing the wings. We all have this ability to fly, to go anywhere. Nothing is far away anymore. So these are the realms of the dimension of love, and the Creator is seeing me, and He's very happy about my wings. I have got these wings like these angels, and I have drawn this picture when, you know, guests, those who are very annoying, are sitting around me, and they are just talking. Well, I will say rubbish, and I was sketching this. That was the emotion of presence I had always, you know. Well, many of us have drawn this, you know. This is not that everybody has to be an artist. Everybody is an artist. Everybody can sing. Everybody can do this art. Just we block our ability to do this. Here, I have drawn this. And when I draw, I didn't know that why I'm drawing the wings. And the bending start, I have seen the light from when I was growing up. But then even the sparks of guidance, the way I was guided in a way, maybe it is chaotic, maybe that was pain, maybe that was struggle. But then when, and it started, well, when, as in the position I am here, I now, as the genetic reverse is going on, you know, like the poisoning of the seeds, or the poisoning that has altered many of our dimension of physicality. We are going again towards the light, and this genetic mutation that we are also received, is going away. And in step by step, I am seeing myself in a way that, in a form that I really was. And as I came here and really is, I can see the pathway that was opened by the universal way, but I ignored it thousands of times maybe. But then now I understand, and I going through this reverse genetic reversal. I'm going through all these levels, you know, and I now understand that where the bending start. It was a time when I almost died. I almost died. My body was just laying in the middle of the road. Everywhere there is blood. I also thought I died, but from inside I was alive. I was alive like a living being, lively living being. And I don't know, I know that was the soul that protecting me, that get up, don't feel like that, don't feel like that. This is nothing like dying here. And then suddenly, and that was an act of revenge from somebody to kill me. But I was awake, and somebody from a friend came, and the whole family picked me up and taken to the hospital. And after 10 hours, even the police came and saw me and said, no, this is a gone case. I was listening. Then I will say the light, I can see the light. I was seeing the light. Even then, I didn't know that what was going on, and I was saved. I was saved, like what I can say. There is no speech. But then now I can understand that the soul, it was always the soul, the universal soul, the galactic love, the cosmic love, has loved me so much. He wanted me to get alive and understand the way a soul works, you know, the way a soul works. And then I started to bend towards the light, and then I stepped forward. It was when I am going from now to the reverse, that here was the bending started. I have seen the light many times, but the bending has started. I was also a religious person, doing worship and chanting mantra and this and that. But then the real happiness came when I stepped in, well, I will say, the winged floor, the winged path of peace here in Keshe Foundation. I was struggling. I was so much struggling, so much anger, so much. And then I wanted that respect. I wanted that kindness. I wanted that love from somebody. And when I stepped in Keshe Foundation Spaceship Institute, suddenly I felt the love. I felt the love. I felt the respect. And Keshe Foundation has respected all being, loved all being equally, always. And that I felt. And then I understand that this is the realm I wanted to be. And I stepped forward, and that is the journey. And this is the sketch, my dear, I have drawn at that chaotic time. I have done many things. I thought that was very, I was in sadness, physically, emotionally also. But then, as you see, the Creator was guiding me. I was really guided, and I was held by the Creator, that don't worry. The Creator will worry for you. The Creator is here for you, like that. Go on, fly, kind of that. And Rick, can we go to the next slide? Here is the story. Many of us have experienced, as my friend, dear Diane, Universal Council, has also experienced, and many of us have experienced this way. Here, when we started learning about GANs and making GANs, at that time there was no customer page in Keshe Foundation. There was no kind of, everything is, like, you see, are you doing this? Yes, we are doing this. We are able to do a nanocode thing, like that. Nanocode was a very outstanding and high level thing. We type of people don't understand, but then we started to nanocode, and we created these GANs, these colorful GANs, lively GANs, and then suddenly started this tingling sensation in my body, that something, even I was not understanding properly the way. And I have written at that time, because fear was the main factor in every aspect, even in eating, even in seeing somebody. Everything is blocked by fear. You don't have to do this like that. You can't see me like that. Like that. Even a little bit atomic fear. The fear is going away. Peace is all the way. One planet, one nation, one race. That was the time I was doing this. I didn't know that this is how it is going to be. So now here is the courage, the virtue of the heart, standing in the horizon and say, what's up? What about you? Like that. There's no fear anymore. So we started to do these making of GANs that was out of comprehension, even not understanding. We started making, and it has became, like the CO2 GANs, like that. It was at that time, for me, it was like, magic. Doing this, that, oh my God, I have made this, like that. Because I have a tendency of decorating everything with flowers, with glitters and all. I always try to decorate everything with glitters and paintings and all. So that was the experience of, I'm going in the reverse. It was done by me in 2000, after 2015, when I joined Keshe Foundation, signed the peace treaty. That was outstanding. And I started making the GANs and plasma waters, and I given so many are benefited by this. And that is the beauty we all have achieved, I will say. This is a physical word, but then it is true. So Rick, can we go to the next slide? This is the level when I go reverse, and I see myself doing these gans. I see myself waking up from that process of that accident. Death was so near, and I was awakened, and then I started to move differently in a way, and I stepped on Keshe Foundation Spaceship Institute. I apologize. Then here is the combination of 4 gans, the clear gans water, as that time we were making. And I named this water, I given this combination of water to, I just make this combination, maximum amount of CO2, then CuO, then CH3, and then ZnO2. And I have given this solution to many as an elixir. The elixir means when somebody drink this elixir, they don't die, they never die, in a way, as we are thinking, they don't never die. Birth and death is irrelevant for a person taking elixir. And I was so happy that I named this solution elixir, and started giving with so much peace and so much enthusiasm, So here is the elixir. Here in India, we say the Amrita. Amrita means the elixir. And at that time, in our Upanishads and Vedas, they have written the Amrita is, the elixir is only for the gods and high level people. But here, the elixir is for all over. So nobody is short, nobody is long, nobody, one planet, one race, one nation, for justice and world peace. And I will, Rick, can we go to the next slide? Yes, this is a body lotion I make with the 4. These are amazing things I have done. I have written in a chalk, with a chalk in the board. This is there was a coconut oil, and I again decorated it. And there is a Himalayan oil, and there is a rose water. I mix this and put this bottle with the 4 gans plasma water, pure clean water, and then I put this bottle for 3 to 4 days, so that the lotion could now I can say the balance is created. But at that time I used to do that if it will mix well, like that. And I given this lotion to many, and they have this beautiful, they have attained this beautiful skin after doing this. And that is the way I now remember that what I was doing. Now I know what I was doing, and I was so enlightened by that. People are coming to me and saying, see, my skin is, as one have this rashes in their skin, I have given, just take it and rub it in your body, you will get relief, and the person get relief, in a way. So he came to me, and just after 2 days he came to me, a man who came to me and said, look, madam, this is my skin now. This is so good. I have felt this, I have this eczema kind of thing for many years. I was amazed. Oh my God, it is gone. Like that. So here is the outstanding experience that never I have seen with the medicines here. So even herb medicine, they takes time, herbal medicine or homeopathy, or yes, they are a level, they are in a level, the herbs and the homeopathy. But then in this plasma interaction, things, well, and our teachers said, in the magnitude, it works in a magnitude untangible, when it is out of comprehension sometimes. So these are the light, and I'm just getting the gateway to the light, the gateway open. And now I understand step by step in these spaces. When I was growing up, even in the sadness there was space, so I was drawing this, so I was sketching this, so I've written a poetry, so I've sing a song, so I have doing the plasma work. Oh, how outstanding, like that, Now we can go to the next slide. Next, yes, this is as I was doing that one by one, I'm spraying it in the garden, I'm spraying, and I was getting the feedback, I will say now, and I was just going with Keshe Foundation and plasma work of love. And here is this plasma combination of CO2 with neem. Neem is the national tree of India. Biological name is Azadi Rakta indica, and I combined with and it is a medicinal tree. Every part of this plant is used for a medicine, and it is very bitter, but its effect is outstanding. And I thought, if I do the plasma work and the plasma mix, at that time I was saying mix with, now I will say interact with the plasma, then outstanding result will come, and it came. I given this plasma to a person. Son was suffering with a skin problem, and that is even patches after smallpox, like that. Many has benefited. Even with women with uterus problem came to me that I have this problem. I have getting continuous bleeding or like that. I have given to them, and they have benefited. Their pain in the pelvic circle is gone, kind of way, and the muscle pains are no more, like that. Because women are suffer with this pain, as they say, normal birth. After the normal birth, as I have also experienced, that I have taken this Azadi Rakta and indica, and with the plasma. I have also this pain in the back of my hip bone, and in the uterus side. I have taken this, sprayed this in the lower portion, and I got relieved. And now I am kind of very relieved by this. I was so suffering from this. Maximum women in India, or mostly all over the world, suffer after giving birth, and I think every woman should try and make this with his own hand, her own hand, and apply. This is very very beneficial, I will say, for a woman to rejuvenate. And that time I was these are the process I have going through at that time. And now I can understand that each and every level, if that was an accident, the space came for me that this is the way you have to go. Now I was talking with somebody is very angry with me, hating me. Then there was a space open for me. And even I was in this mutation, I will say genetic mutation of all this social engineering and all. Now I can understand, even then, the light has guided me towards here, towards the position we are all in now, as knowledge seekers, as volunteers. So this is the way the bending of light worked, as the wish was to deplete, to get out of the poison, to deplete the poison that has given us as genetic mutation, mutated us so much that many of us are not even try to understand and listen about light, because they don't understand that physical thing is the only thing they know, and that is the very sad portion. And mostly the educated people are like like wooden brick wall. You just crack your head. They don't listen. They understand that Stephen Hawking has said black hole. After 300,000 years, the black hole will appear and everything will disappear. This is the science they have. But here we see, we always talking about life and living and the cities of light. So I will say, my dear beautiful souls, that here I will understand that as we became lovers, we have these wings to fly by our own, Oh, well, I am flying. You also flying. Like that, as we are all, us like people, simple people, like, well, what can I say? This ability, what ability we have, we understand. Keshe Foundation has given us this level of understanding that the ability we have from yawns, now we understand. And now we are in a position. Position means sthana, position, to express, to give, to be at the service. Otherwise, how could we know? We used to see the service as to giving apple and banana to the beggars and go away. That is the way. But this is not the way. Our responsibility is for the whole world, even the cosmos. So, well, I will say these are the beautiful experiences when I go through, and I depleted the mostly. I am in the way of depletion of the genetic, like the seed of the weed that will come in its original position after depleting and create the plant original. What we haven't seen for a long time. So I experienced the GMOs and all. So I hope, I hope these are the journey, even from the childhood when I was growing up. Even a revolutionary word has this gateway opening. There's always a space. Even in a festival, I was standing alone. There was a gateway opened for me. I can see the way from a corner of my eyes, and then somebody says that you can do the sun gazing. Why not? I was doing everything to see the truth. So to have peace, of course, that is the most important thing. To understand, to attain peace, and then I started sun gazing, and the sun has given me the ultimate. Thank you. The ultimate knowledge, and I just fly and came down and just opened to Keshe Foundation, and Keshe Foundation has loved us all equally, and so we are able to speak, give these gifts to. Maybe these are now the enhancements unit and many mechanisms, but not products. I will say these are mechanisms. You can be a customer, not a consumer. A good customer. So I will say, going back to the reverse, bending towards the light is beauty, and you can understand what are things you are letting go. That is very important. Family, well, I will say family. Rick, can you hear me? Hello?
Yes, sort of.
Oh, thank you. Oh, my internet was showing that it is okay. Thank you, my dear. I will keep on talking, but there are so many experiences. I will share more. But being alive, that is the most important thing. And being in Keshe Foundation is the beauty ultimate, is the abundance, prosperity, and happiness. So be a customer, be a receiver, more than a customer. Be kind, my dear. These are not products. These are love to each other. So thank you for listening. And if any words you don't understand, I apologize. I will try to, if somebody asks me. But here are the experience. Everybody can go bend towards the light and cleanse this genetic poison, I will say, genetic mutation that has occurred for many years. So thank you so much. Salam, namaste, salute. Thank you. Rick, we can go to the next slide.
Sweta, I would like to say something about
Yes.
show.
Yes, something about?
Yeah, because the oils and the cream was really great. A great. Yeah.
Yes. I at that time, Stefania, I was mixing. Now I can say that I was creating the balance. I will understand that. But at that time, I was mixing. I know this plant is very medicinal, and this is very natural, like that. Natural cure. At that time, the Himalayan oil came here. We can access easily Himalayan oil here. I have put the Himalayan oil, the rose water, and the neem water together and with the 4 guns and given it to many, and they have benefited. Even, well, it is a long process. Here in India, there is a large business of chewing betel nuts, betel nuts. And now what happened in the earlier times when my grandmother, they are used to chew this the betel leaf and betel nuts. They used to chew them raw with many ingredients like rose jam and katha and silver foil and all. At that time, I will say very in many olden times. But then now what has happened is the business, there's a large business of this chewing nuts, betel nuts with synthetic, what can I say, synthetic kind of the drug, with synthetic drugs on them, so that when they put it in the cheek, one cheek, and mostly the poor people do that because they have to do hard work, and these packets, small packets come in very cheap rate, 5 rupees, 10 rupees here, and they take it and just store it and take the betel nuts with all that synthetic drugs in the cheek. And because of this continuous taking the cheek, they have this oral cancer. Mostly, many poor people are suffering from this oral cancer, and the company doesn't bother. Even the government sponsored that. Our India government is sponsoring. Even the actors sponsor that. People are dying in the hospitals. Many people are dying, and here where there is a woman works with me, helps with me in the household work, and her name is Manorama. Her elder son drives a JCB machine. So what happened is that he also takes this betel nut drug coated thing. And one day she came crying to me. She helped me in making guns, She knows how I make this. So she's a very good, she is, when I talk, she now also tell me that, Didi, we used to make this together. Yes, I said, yes, that is an experience. So I said, why you are crying, Manorama? Then Manorama said that, Didi, what happened is my elder son has this pain in the cheek, and he has some rashes and some, injury in the cheek. So how it happened? Then she said that he used to chew the betel nut, and always in the cheek he put this, and because of the well, I will say, because what the drugs do, he continuously able to do work like that, without any food sometime. Then I said, and the doctor said that they is going to refer him to the cancer hospital here in the government cancer hospital. She tried to cry again. She cried again, and I hugged her and said, don't cry. I have a solution. If you take, if the boy's name was Bablu, if Bablu wants to take, it's his wish if he takes. Then I have put this CO2 water in a bottle, half clean water and half CO2 water, plasma clean water. And I told, I have prepared 2 bottles, and also food for him, very light and liquid food, because he was not able to open his mouth. Even a spoon cannot go. So I told him that, tell him, Bablu, to wash his mouth every time with this solution and drink this water. Whatever he's using water, do this, use this water. And continuously I provided her with the bottles every day, 2 bottles, 3 bottles, because I was making so many, large, in a way, a quantity of a good quantity of CO2 at that time. So I given him, and that liquid diet I given him, he just after 3 to 4 days, he started to recover. His mouth started to open, and now well, it has been 7 years, most probably. No, yes, 6 to 7 years. He's completely cured. He doesn't even reoccur the injury or the process. Thank you. So that was a joy. And when Manorma told me, I called Bablu, that Bablu came here, I want to see you. Then Bablu came, ki auntie, I will came tomorrow. Then he came. I said, open your mouth, and he opened his mouth, and I see that it is all clear. Oh, what a joy! So that was an outstanding experience. This is an outstanding experience, my dear Stefania. At that time, you know. Thank you for asking.
And I think this is,
I just got to put in a disclaimer now that because we're on YouTube, that we don't make any claims for healing, and that we recommend that people go to their regular doctor for any symptoms that may turn up, and we do not do any curing of illnesses here with the plasma technology. Yeah, we can talk about that in other venues, but not with YouTube.
Oh, okay. I apologize. But here, yeah, these are my experiences. And thank you, my dear Rick. So thank you, Stefania, for asking. Yes.
You're welcome.
Yes, we are allowed to recount our own experiences, but we do have to balance it with the ordinary medical point of view when we do that. And we can't start talking about creating new products and things like that from home remedies, because this is considered a home remedy by YouTube, and they don't allow home remedies on YouTube. It's against their terms of service, and they censor us if we talk about home remedies. So let's be careful about that. Okay, thanks.
Okay, so thank you, everybody. So these these are the joys. Well, thank you. Well, then here is the 5 minutes of silence. I will say, as Mehrnaz always say, that 5 minutes of silence is very good. For the elevation of the soul of 5+1 peace negotiators, the souls of the IAEA, all souls working for peace in Vienna, the soul of humanity, the souls of world leaders and religious leaders of planet Earth. So here is the time, and the time starts now. Thank you so much. Thank you very, very much. Thank you so much for as we are elevating to create peace, my dear beautiful souls. Thank you for being present. Salam, namaste, salute. Rick, can we go to the next slide? I welcome Stefania. Yeah.
Hello. Hi. Good evening. Good
evening.
Good afternoon. Good morning. Wherever you are. Can you hear me properly? Because I got the headphone. I don't know if.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Yes, this is the part of One City, One Center. It's very connected on what we show because this make understand, the power we got. Like we got the technology here and. People learning like yourself, like many of us, learning how to apply plasma technology in their life to support each others. So it's yourself and others, so your family, your friends, people around you. So there is a lot we can do just by support to one another. And this is the very beginning of One City, One Center, and also it's the beginning of One Planet, One Race, and One Nation. So working together and supporting each other. So I want to thank also Matteo. He was an Italian guy. I don't know if he lives in America or where he lives, but he contacted me and he responded to my request. I think it was a couple of Tuesdays ago that I said that in the Italian community, definitely we need help with the translation or people to translate. We got a lot of material that is in English and we need to make it available for Italian people speaking. So he reached to us in the Telegram chat. So I just want to thank him, and he offered some of his time to help us with the translation. So definitely, when I say Italian community, I don't mean Italy. I mean everyone all around the world who speak Italian. You are welcome to look for the Italian Telegram group. And if you can help to support with anything, definitely we need the help. We need the help with again translators or we're few of us, so we need people to be able to organize more work to support more one another. Because at the moment we had. For example, people with problems after the announcement of a few weeks of Mr. Keshe with the cosmic ray, and he made a chat. We also have something I want to listen about Mr. Keshe talking about last week. I think Rick, I don't know, Rick, have you had it ready with the time or I don't know if someone sent you the time, Lisbon sent you the time.
Yes, I think it's 30, around 31 minutes here.
We're gonna. I just want to say a few things and then we listen. I'm gonna be very short. But yes, so last week Mr. Keshe mentioned to really start to work like one nation. So when we hear people having problems, if we get together to support people's needs, then it's easy for us to support each other because we are many of us. And this also bring the work as one nation, no frontier. So, so, and obviously, if we want a big change, we have to put a lot of work into. But obviously, I understood from my own experience that maybe I should not tell what people should do, but I should do it myself. So I should, and then if I do something, that can be as an example and that people can follow, but no one should say to anyone else to do something. We should start it our own first and be the example. So this is what I'm learning. Yes, Mr. Keshe, we got the technology here. So Mr. Keshe talked about this breakthrough that now we can create condition to create a cosmic ray, and at the end of the Mojang, in the Mojang section, we will have a video for who is new and doesn't know what cosmic ray are. We have a video at the very end that you will be able to listen in English, and you will understand the meaning of cosmic ray. But we reached that point, and it's not fiction. This point is here now, so it's concrete. So we need now get together to create the funding to be able to go more into this research. And there are many reasons why we all want this, because we all gonna benefit from it in many ways. So one project that he talked last week was regarding two boys that he mentioned 2 weeks ago about this address, health@spaceshipinstitute.org. So anyone with definitely, I recommend you to listen to the workshop, because there are specific health problems that he invite people to get in contact with the foundation in health@spaceshipinstitute.org to then arrange a way to start with the development, a way to treat different condition with cosmic ray. So, but obviously we need money. We need to raise money to be able to create a new center, to be able to get further with the research, and to be able to help many people as possible. He also mentioned about that now, thanks this new development they managed to reach, they can help a lot of people with addiction. Any addiction, can be drug addiction. So I know for a fact, because I used to have clients in Qatar that were suffering of addiction, was a heavy painkiller that used to give it to him for reduced pain, and then he was addictive to it. So he would pay everything to get rid of this addiction. So he offered this idea of people who suffer from addiction. They spend lots of money for those problems. They can maybe donate to the foundation those money and cure their addiction, and use those money to create a more well-being center for help more people, and also to use it for different research. So yeah, we can listen this bit. So I'll stop talking, but yes, so we can continue with listen, Mr. Keshe. So Ricky, if you want, you can go ahead.
Okay, again, this is an excerpt from the 460th Knowledge Seekers Workshop from last Thursday, November 24th. And this starts at around the 31-minute mark.
We're going full blast. We look at, our doctors are prepared to consider genetic deformation. And as we received requests for this, we've seen a number of people who have asked us for help for their children, for their family, for all sorts of conditions. Conditions never existed. The first generation of this, but repetitive. The conditions which left in the families, and they said it's inherited, is part of the gene, but it's a defect. We're all born to be blind, we're all born to be that way in this family. All these now can be looked at by the Keshe Foundation doctors. In this process of receiving mails, we received communication from a young mother, healthy parents, with 2 boys. The 2 boys are very young age. One is more advanced in genetic defect than the other due to the age. We have seen this in some families, 3 or 4 are affected. From 2 brothers, the 2 children, the siblings are affected, which shows the grandfather or the grandmother had a defect in the genes. We see a whole family, uncles and aunts, having the same effect, but it was accepted, it's in the genes. Now, we explain to you scientifically what we've done in the past, and you understand why we consider it and we see it to be correct. In receiving an email from the 2 about the 2 youngsters, our doctors, we decided we handle it. We assessed it, and we wanted to see with ourselves, do we have an effect? Can we bring that change? We brought these 2 boys into Austria and into the center. One is in a wheelchair, already progressed. One will be in a wheelchair in the next couple of years. Lifespan will not be beyond teenage. Or by that time, the disability will be so devastating that these children will die of it. The mother is young, and combination of the mother and the father X chromosomes has led to this condition. And all children with this condition go exactly, precisely to the time, year, through the same changes and to death. Keshe Foundation has decided to take this challenge up by allowing the boys with the parents to go through the flight system and observing the changes in a short time by being there. It gives us a conclusive effect that we have to try. We estimate the Keshe Foundation with these 2 boys will be engaged over 2 years. It's a genetic. Success rates, we don't know, but the most important thing is that we are prepared to challenge, to try. We don't use medication. We don't use our centers. We use what we call remote control satellite system. We can operate these now from any center around the world. In this process, it is done what you do at home. It's you who decides to put the headphone on. We release the fields across this planet. It's you who's there to receive it. This does not get involved in any shape or form in health and medical application. It's like a television. They release the waves of the video of a song. It's you who has to tune to it and to listen to it. And in this process, we have started to allocate 2 years confirmed conditions by the Keshe Foundation to support this, to understand more. Because we've done genetic modification before. I'll explain to you how and how it's been done. It goes back to the early days of the Keshe Foundation. In this process with these 2 children, and we are now considering what we saw with the parents in the system, we can change the condition of the mother, possibly what we call the defect. This will cost the Keshe Foundation something around 1.7 million to maybe 2.5 million euros. We cannot sustain this. And we have come with the permission of the parents to public. We would like to raise the funds to save the two children. The beauty with it is that the mother has allowed us to go public with, because she wants to save the life of the two boys. It is important for us to be able to save the life, or try to test to save the life of these two boys. One is tagging behind. And soon he'll be in the same position in 2 years' time. The boy in the front could walk 6 months ago. It's the responsibility of the Keshe Foundation, with the technology we have, with the knowledge we have, to reach. And in the first trial we did, we have reached. So it can interact. It's there to do. We can announce that all the people with this condition around the world to tune, to lock into a condition, and the whole planet citizens at the same time to benefit from the same, what we call change of, what we call X chromosomes. No one can stop the Keshe Foundation to do such a thing. And we need your support immediately to be able to finance this as of today. 2 lives. And many children like this, and many of you suffer from what we call genetic defects. It's done on an international basis. We tell you what time to be there with your child or yourself, and you tune into. The Keshe Foundation has decided on a parallel work that the majority of you will benefit by. We will do the same. We will announce a standard like the teaching of today, a number that you, as the knowledge seekers and the rest of the citizens of this planet, can go to and walk away from your addictions. If you're a heroin addict, if you're a cocaine addict, if you're addicted to sex, if you're addicted to alcohol, if you're addicted to anything which has brought misery to your life, Keshe Foundation will run this channel freely, which means there is no setback, there is no pains of retraction. It's your brain which sets you to walk away from addiction. It will be transmitted on a regular time that you do not know when your addiction hits you, but the minute you feel, you tune, you listen, silent, but you change your emotion, you change your direction of life. Then it's on you how you support the Keshe Foundation. You have children with addiction. You have the most beautiful people with addiction. Any kind of addiction. We will start transmitting in the next few weeks on a continuous basis what we call the addiction line. In a way, it's a blueprint day. Technology has to be under reach, but the technology has to be reached the correct way. In a way, if you're an addict in New York, or you're an addict in Los Angeles on cocaine, you're an addict in heroin and amphetamines in Tehran, in Istanbul, or in China. All you need to do at a given time, listen to the silence and see what it does for you. But the beauty with this is that once the addiction is overcome, it does not come back, because the brain has set itself to match. The brain has done the repair. The brain does its work. And no government, no officials, no authority has power over the Keshe Foundation to stop this process. We spread the systems across the planet that cannot be attacked by drug traffickers and those who benefit from drugs. In a way, we don't fight. We give you the solution that there are no customers. American authorities and many other authorities have been fighting drug trafficking. I used to work with the British drug trafficking units. We disposed of the cars and vehicles and everything else which carried drugs in and out of the United Kingdom for years. Those who are close to me, they know exactly what I'm talking about. Cars which were built to carry heroin and cocaine, cars and furnitures which came from South America with cocaine built in as part of the arms of the cloth. I flew to Dover with the instruction of the British government to inspect a truck of frozen donuts because it wasn't sugar spread on the donut, it was cocaine. I used to work as one of the top guys with the British government for drug control. Well-known people work around me. One of my companies is highly geared with this work to make sure the addiction does not reach the way it was going in UK. I respect the British government for their support and what we did for years with them. So now what the governments could not stop, the Keshe Foundation creates the condition of no customer. You are from Brazil addicted, you are from China addicted, you're addict in Sydney or you're addict in Tehran. Our technology knows no language, knows no border. Our purpose today, as I said, is in 3 sections. The section is about the life of these 2 boys. I want to change. Maybe we are too late for these 2, but the knowledge we gain will bring comfort to the others and the parents that most of the genetic defects can be eradicated primarily through plasma technology. Genetic defects, we have confirmed, majority of it comes directly through emotion, which means it's connected to our ancestors' emotion. Why do we go paralyzed with the leg? With these 2 boys, we have pinpointed exactly in which part of the ancestors has come in. So we know where we sit and why they are here and why the gene has changed, the chromosome has changed. And we can change it. Very much like a Parkinson, very much like an ILS. It's the shape of ILS, but the wishes was done by the grandfathers and the forefathers and the grandmothers. And these boys now carry the emotion of the grandfather, which has touched the chromosome to bring that change. So most of what we call inherited diseases, we carry genetic defects, comes from the emotion of our parents, forefathers. We have to understand that emotion. And with the new technology, with the plasma, we reach it as we reach many of your emotions. The way we can reach Parkinson, the way we can reach Alzheimer's, the way we can reach our ALS. Now we understand. Keshe Foundation stands solid on its ground. I stood 5 years of persecution by the what I call damnation of the government of Belgium not to spread this technology. The muffle is off, and the technology is so advanced that now no nation can touch no one. Let those who in Belgium are addicts, pedophiles, the habit of raping children, now go through the system and change them. I hope the Kingdom of Belgium changes through this technology, those who understand what they've done wrong and they do wrong. The technology and the knowledge belongs to humanity and not controlled by those who are born in the damnation of Belgium. We have no problem with it. We handle every government on the basis of let a judge tell us you cannot bring help to the people. This time they cannot come into courts with guns and submachine guns and threats. It's the responsibility of our knowledge seekers to save the life of these 2 boys. It's our responsibility to understand and bring the change in genetic defects and how it can be done and how it can be layered up to the orange, what are called the onion rings of this disease. In early 2000, when I was invited by the Belgian government to assess the technology, the Belgian atomic authorities allocated to understand what I do. I told them, you don't understand anything, but I can give you things that you understand the work of the universe. The teaching of what you just heard before as an intro. I gave 3 bottles of liquid. If you remember at that time, they were baffled by the Coca-Cola bottle, what we call the mysterious liquid, which was creating nano-coating and energy, as many of you have done that. I provided 3 bottles, about 1.5 liters of each, to SCK and the scientists in Research Centers, Atomic Nuclear Research Center of Belgium, in Mol. I told them 1 bottle is the energy of the man. 1 bottle is the energy of the earth, and 1 bottle is the energy of the universe, cosmos. They, through all the technology they had, went through the liquids. And they came back and they said, can you supply us with some more liquid, because we ran out of the material testing. 1.5 liters was consumed in a matter of 2 or 3 weeks. Raman spectroscopy, every other thing they could do. And then repetition was given. Then I was asked to go to SCK for a direct research in the center. Days was allocated where I spent in the, what they call one of the top secret laboratories. We did a test. We opened up to see how we can produce nuclear material level, as that's what the only thing we're interested in, a vacuum of a glass container of 1 cubic meter. The rule before that day was that any nuclear material transported from one building in the research center to another had to be registered. You cannot move anything without registering if it goes from building 1 to 2. That day, after the test, they immediately changed the rule. No material can move from one room to another without authorization. They realized nuclear technology has changed and we can create nuclear material and cosmic rays on demand. Conversion of the cosmic rays into what we call field needed for everything. That was the time the Belgians and the Kingdom of Belgium, the King of Belgium understood that one of the most powerful technologies on earth is sitting in the laboratories, but they could not understand. Today, in the intro of today, some 15 years later, you hear about cosmic rays. These rays were produced in a very simple way 15, 20 years ago. I produced the first of cosmic rays as a student in Queen Mary College on top of the nuclear reactors testing site. My doctor, well, Shaw told me, Mehran, you shine what you carry with you. I said, it's the knowledge you don't understand. Now you understand. What we teach today, what we do today, is not just coincidental. It's just I had to find a way that ordinary man on the street understand. Not for elite. Mr. Grauer, the bastard son of the King of Belgium, in the first meeting of us in IMEC, the most advanced nanotechnology center in Europe at that time, walking down the road, the room, up and down, and said, Mr. Keshe, you're writing your paper and knowledge in such a simple way that everybody can understand. This has to be written in a more complicated that becomes valuable. I said, I write that every peasant in the back of the village of Africa understand that a white man like you cannot abuse it again like in Congo. Now the knowledge is in the hand of the man in the back villages of Africa, from Senegal to Ghana, from Kinshasa to sitting in the back villages of Brazil. Now is time to change the position of the knowledge. Now is time to bring that change. Those of you, your mothers, and you be crying and writing to us and the parents, and you, an addict, help me have addiction. I gave you the gift of life today. Like the teaching of today, with open Zoom channels that you all come and listen to silence. The silence of the elevation of the soul and building of the layers of the brain of the man, that you will never touch a single cocaine and addiction. Many of our knowledge seekers are suffering with this. Those in Los Angeles who are close to us, those who are in different parts of Austria, Belgium, Tehran, and the rest. We have responded as one nation. In a very near future, we will open this channel for all of those of you who are addicts, to amphetamines, to tablets, to sex, to any kind of addiction. Elevation of the soul brings the limitation of what we call need. You will not get those cravings, and you will not get all the bends and the pains with addiction. Like today, you come every Thursday morning to listen. We allocate a certain time and day to start with, that you can ask your son, your daughter, your child, yourself, just to listen to the silence of the elevation of the soul of the man and walk away from addiction and many, many other diseases and conditions while you do it. We run as one nation, and the bandwidth and the mobile phones and the satellites is our government. We administer, we cover, and we give freely to all of you what we have, as we've done up to now. The whole point goes back. Once we can confirm the genetic modification, then we can move on. Then we go for the immune system at the same time. So Thursdays you come here to listen for what we call the teaching. Fridays you tune for addiction. Mondays you go if you've got a gene defect. Tuesday you go if you've got immune system problem. And you can repeat this and change it and see the change. Going back to how we know the genetic modification can be done, it goes back again to the nation of Belgium. Now you start talking about GANs and agriculture in past 4 or 5 years. In 2009, after I returned from Tehran and we had a successful flight testing with the creation of gravity, with a friend, a close friend, good friend in Belgium, who is an agriculturist and worked in Africa, in a number of discussions, we agreed to finance a seed research, where we took seed, registered seed of wheat from the agriculture center in around the city of Waraham, where they do agricultural tests. Some of you might remember, if you ever still go back to early times of the Keshe Foundation, on the internet, we said we want people to grow seeds for us across the world. And if you remember, you all received the seed round about March, and on 21st of March, you all seeded. And we watched how the seeds grew over the time. and we tested Dilla and the others. With our scientists, agriculturists in Belgium, we gave him a greenhouse. We paid for all the water system needed to run a very systematic research. We tested different conditions, and those days nobody knew about gases, but I created the gases that the seeds were pre-prepared in what we call packages, and packages were sent at different times that they don't interact. And we evaluated how we see we can bring that change in genetic, modified genes in crop. We knew the seed we carry was genetically modified. We observed how some people in America, some in Europe, some in Australia, and different parts of the world received the seed, and I'm sure some of you here are part of that trial some 15 years ago. In the trial in Belgium with a scientist, with a process of a specific processing of the seed, this documented, it's a full report. It used to be on the Keshe Foundation website. You most probably know where it is. Some of you can dig it up. We saw that the wheat went back to its origin, genetically modified, and became grass.
Okay, perhaps we can stop the video there and
yes, thank you, Rick. Thank you, Rick. Definitely, I recommend everyone to go and listen over and over the last teaching. Definitely is a breakthrough. But from my understanding, then someone can correct me if I'm wrong. I mean, the cosmic ray, definitely it's better than gold. It's like we discover a really breakthrough here. So Mr. Keshe said he actually knew how to do them since he was in school. So, but obviously we know how Mr. Keshe teaching is not copy and paste. So he wants us to come to the point where we can also together be able to create a condition for the cosmic ray. So so from my understanding, his intention is to be able to offer to all humanity, to this way of new way of I don't know if you say living or eating, but a new way of using the universe to have. My understanding, he will open a line very soon. I think he will start John. And in this way, people who have addiction can.
sorry, you're breaking up, Stefania. Hello?
Search the genetic
Stefania, can you get to a better position, perhaps? Thank you. Hello, Stefania, can you hear us? Oh, she dropped out, so I guess she needs to get to a better position for her broadcasting there.
Yes, maybe she will come and be in a position. Thank you, Stefania. Thank you. This is a beautiful clip from the Knowledge Seeker workshop last. And if anybody has any sharing or any comment or anything they want to ask, please do. Welcome, my dear beautiful souls.
There was a question earlier in YouTube about is there a link to donate for the 2 kids that Mr. Keshe is working with? And I put in a comment that people can donate at the regular Keshe Foundation places, the donate site, and just include a note for the 2 kids or something similar so that they can notate that it's for that cause. Is there anything else we should say about that? I think that's the instruction.
Yeah. No, this is the very good, very beautiful. This is the there's a page for accepting the donation in Keshe Foundation organization. Please go there and have your say and the donation from your kind hearts. Thank you. Thank you, my dear. Thank you so much. Yeah. Yes, Mark, you want to say something? Hello?
No, just to let you know that Tanya's back. We missed probably the last 1 minute.
Okay. Okay, Stefania, hello. Welcome, my dear, again. Donate at the regular. Yes, yes. Or anybody wants to share anything? Elizabeth has said in the chat that her daughter have Rett syndrome. Rett syndrome. Okay. 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 Okay.
Yes, Sweta, sorry, my internet connection dropped out. Sorry. Can you hear me?
Oh, yeah. Now we can hear you. Please continue. Thank you.
Yeah, no, I just missed what you guys said. So I heard Rick said about the donation. What I wanted to say was that, from my understanding, he will start with to try to resolve this matter, and then it will go into the immune system, into other areas. So, from what I understood, in the future, when the research will be going forward and will be having more and more result, and we know more and more of what we can do, I think for the future we will have different line where people can tune in for different conditions. And this is very great. I think this is a brilliant news, I thought. So that's why it's very important to find a way to get together and to organize ourselves to finance this research, because also from my understanding, the cosmic ray are more than gold. Like you can literally be able to cover every need of humanity once we understand better and better how can we use them, how can we apply them for resolve any need. So last week we talked about the heating system. Also, the heating system will not be a problem once we understand how we can use the cosmic ray for that reason. And you know, and all the problem that we're facing today, this can be our solution for tomorrow. So that's why I think it's very, very important. And then he also speak about we have to act like one nation. So it's really time for us to see what we can do together. So in the Italian community, already they fought to that come with some ideas. Maybe in the future we can talk between us. We did talk last night in the Universal Council Supporter and Universal Council meeting. We discussed this. How can we find the best way to support the foundation for this research that everyone can benefit out of it? And we also talked in the Italian community. I'm sure you also did in your community, or different way. Maybe we should keep between us shared. If anyone here has ideas or any way to help this process, that would be good. So we have to find a way. Maybe if anyone here listening and has got idea, best way how to support the foundation with for those research, maybe you can contact your language group in Telegram, and then they will then bring in the problem, so the solution to the meeting of the Universal Council Supporter, and so we all can know about it. Obviously, Rick just shared a direct line to do donation for the foundation, but also it would be nice to see if we find a way to get big funding, because this is a very big project, as is a breakthrough for everyone. So yes, this I wanted to say. I don't know if anyone wanted to add anything. Thank you.
Well, one way that people can help with funding is to partake in the flight simulation program that Mr. Keshe is arranging, and has different experiments going on and whatnot, and he needs lots of participation in that. So it's one way that people can, in a way, make a donation and actually experience something of the technology that Mr. Keshe is talking about at the same time. So that's one way that comes to mind. You can go to the Keshe Foundation store, and there's places there where you can see to sign up for that. Another way that comes to mind is I have a friend that's starting to put together a trust, and a trust can be something that people can donate to. And you can use the trust funds in order to fund someone to go to the flight testing in Linz, for example, or participate in a remote flight test. And this is what my friend is proposing to do, to be able to, for those who really want to participate in these flight tests but just can't afford it, then if they show the willingness and the wish to do so, they can be supported to be able to participate. And that would come from a trust. And meanwhile, the trust funds, well, there's many different ways to fund a trust, especially if it's a not-for-profit trust. And instead of having profits, you are basically sponsoring people to participate in the plasma technology. So that's one way to approach it, as well as there's the favorite GoFundMe, which is another simple way to do it. You open a GoFundMe page with a particular goal of donating to the Keshe Foundation, or to sponsor someone, or sponsoring a group to go to Linz, or to do the remote testing. And that can be quite effective too. It can be for a cause, for someone that's in need as well. And there's always people ready to donate for that kind of thing.
Yeah, it's a good idea, because, for example, in the Italian community, there was a gentleman who he is really very, very wealthy. And one time, for someone with a knowledge seeker, I connected with her, and she said to me, he would like to see this technology free for everybody. He doesn't understand why you have to pay such money to go into the flight simulator, and I thought, obviously we know that the cost for the flights are, all the money goes to for Open News Center research, for support what we're doing. So that's why Mr. Keshe had to put some price on, because the donation were not enough. But this idea you had was brilliant, would be brilliant for him, because I could contact this woman and say that regarding your friend who is very, very wealthy, and he wanted, his wish was to make available for many people the fly system. This can be a way he can donate here. And so I think it's a brilliant idea. I also met someone this weekend that his job is to for the community is to gather in funding from different charities. I wanted to check now from him. I want to contact him and check from him if the person that receiving, for example, if the Keshe Foundation receiving the funding, for example, for the lottery, because he told me that the lottery is really good organization apparently in UK that give a lot of their money to different charity and trust. So I would like to find out now if who received the money, for example, like the Keshe Foundation, if they can stay independent, because our problem, from my understanding of what Mr. Keshe said, that our weaknesses in one way also is our strength, that we want to stay independent. So is our weaknesses because obviously it's hard for us to work, for example, with banks if we want to stay independent. But is our strength because we have the total control, so we cannot be manipulated or infiltrated from, I don't know, someone who's got a different interest. So yeah, so I think these two ideas you said that was brilliant. But GoFundMe, for example, I'm really bad with the computer, with anything to do with IT. I wouldn't even know how to start GoFundMe. If anyone here, it's good and can do it, I think it's a good idea that too. And we can share it and we got a platform where people can donate. I think it's great. More than one platform, you know, so it's good. Thank you, Rick.
Thank you, Stefania. Thank you, my dear Rick. Well, of course, the act of kindness is the ethos of the universal unified field. Thank you, giving. Well, so you can go to the sales at kfm.global. If any mechanism you want to understand or take or receive home for the benefit of all, please do. And the donations,
this one.
Yeah. Yes, Stefania. Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
That one. Yes, sorry. That one is the email for who would like to become distributor. And again, maybe I remember Mr. Keshe said once, I don't know if it was referred to Raphael, I don't remember, but he said that you can even give a pen and people can donate from €1 to many euro to buy this pen, and this can be donated to the foundation, of donation for the foundation. So, but this is a mail for distributors who, and Krasimir recommended to, you know, if any knowledge seeker want to become a distributor, this will be a good way to get to know the product from the Keshe Foundation. They are done really with a lot of research and precise, and supervised by Mr. Keshe, and also is a way to learn and spread the knowledge of the plasma technology. Yeah, so that is the. I just want to say this.
Thank you, my dear. Thank you so much for correcting. Yes, of course. This is for the sales distribution, and Krasimir is handling this. And but about the donations for the boys, as Rick recommended that please go to the website and go to the donors page and take say about the children. And well, of course, all are benefited. Thank you so much. Thank you. Salam, namaste, salute. Now, can we go to the next page, my dear? If there is no question or anything to share.
Mark put on the chat that obviously a lot of those money also will go to support the Keshe Foundation and doctor, and obviously to cover the cost. If you want to have all this structure be worldwide, we need a lot of support. Okay, thank you, Mark. And then the last thing I just wanted to say regarding the conversation we had last week about the heating. I didn't have much feedback from, we didn't have much feedback, but the Italian group said that it's interested, he said it's a good idea to put some, like referral of classes or testimonial, and all information about the heating, in one city, one center for the practical people. And I know in the English group, for example, there is a guy who is living in England, London, and he want to start to, he heard about the Keshe Foundation, he want to start to do some practical stuff. So as we know, we have people who already know the plasma technology for a while, so they're very familiar with the cosmic ray, and they're very familiar that this it's where we are now. But obviously, we always have other people who, for them, it's good to start from the practical point of view. So they want to learn how to do the plasma and how to do the maggrav, how to make the maggrav. So in the English group, if anyone, it's good with these things, please contact me, in the English chat, because there are people who would like to learn how to do those things. Okay, anyway, I'm confusing yourself. I'm confusing and speaking too much. So yeah, if you can go ahead. Thank you.
Thank you, my dear Stefania.
You're
Thank you so much.
welcome.
Thank you. So here is about the Dome of Peace, which is here and always. So here, a call to all knowledge seekers. Let's together create the peace dome all over the planet. Use the plasma water from your cups of life, 1 and 2, to make the plasmatic spraying at Sunday, 12 p.m. CET and 6 p.m. CET time, because it is now CET time. So here, my dear ones, please, well, I will say, do spray, as we are all spraying for a long, long time, and the love came at the surface and the Dome of Peace we can see now, and like that, everybody can see. We are doing it for everybody. So here, call for the knowledge seekers, do spray, spread your souls, spread your love. We are here, shareholders, sharing love. And that is how much? We don't know. There's no how much. So, well, thank you, my dear beautiful souls. Thank you. And if anybody wants to say here about the Dome of Peace, or about any experience of sharing, as many had shared in this way, how they sprayed in the waters, in the lakes, in the fountains, in a fish tank, like that. Anybody wants to share anything, please do. Welcome, my dear ones, in this peaceful spraying, peaceful world. Thank you. Thank you. As this is the Bhujan. Rick, we have the Cosmic Ray from Plasma School Library, Australia. the cosmic ray video. Can we play that in the Mushar now, if possible? Because in the last one planet.
Just let me find it here. Just take a couple minutes.
Okay. Yes.
Meanwhile, Rick found it. I just like to say that. Can you hear me properly? Because I take off the headphone.
Yes.
Yeah.
What do you mean you found it?
Okay, you found it already. Okay. So
no,
please.
I said, what do you mean that you found it?
No. I mean, while you found, while you find the.
Well, I find it. Oh, okay, I got it. Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, I want to say something that to please listen this recording many times so you understand better what the cosmic ray are, and obviously, if we all get together and we support this research, we understand. Now here we'll explain why the importance of learning about the cosmic ray, because we can literally cover the needs of all humanity. So it's a good step forward for science. Okay, thank you so much.
Okay, this is the video Cosmic Rays, Energy from the Creator, MT Keshe, from Plasma School Library, Australia.
We need to understand the cosmos. We need to understand how the rays of the Creator transfers across the universe, what we call cosmic rays. These are God's rays. These are the rays from the source, from the Creator, that through division and interactions of what I call travel the span of the universe. Somewhere down the line, this will create another sun, these cosmic rays, and then with it, we'll see life and we see the love of Creator within that star and the solar system which they create. So when we speak about cosmic rays, we speak about the rays of the Creator. What their motion has led to creation of our solar system and others, and will lead to creation of others and other lives in the future. Then we have to respect and understand the totality of the knowledge when we call it a cosmic ray. When we create rays which can match the rays of the Creator. This is what cosmic ray, this is what life to me as a scientist is. We saw the birds fly, we made aircraft. We saw the brain of the man when we made computers to match it. Now we understand the process of creation, and we attempt to create the lights, the rays, the fields, the emotions of the Creator through the understanding of the man, through the new systems. Initially, we brought this out to you as enhancement, where your soul became that star, your soul became that point, and the units and the reactors around it became the satellites. In the process of all this understanding, we tried and we endeavored to push the limitation of understanding to a further point. In this process, we have gone a step further. As now we understand, and our team are working and now have already developed the condition of the creation of the cosmic rays through the fields of the magnetic field, which is the basis, the fundamental understanding of what we call creation. A new cycle, a new what we call technology has emerged in the past few weeks, where, as we said last week, we have managed and now we can produce fields electric currents and power out of the motion of cosmic rays, which means we have achieved the ultimate goal to be able to produce fields which is and are at the strength of the human body, which means we can feed the man, which means an end to hunger, an end to pharmaceutical. And this process will go to its next step. Gradually, in the coming days and weeks, we introduce new technology, new dimension, new understanding. And with you as those numbers who became groups of coming to Austria, those of you who joined us in one short session with Rick and then another session with Rick, with many of you online, without you knowing, we were testing huge technological development, which we're going to share with you part of it today and gradually in the coming weeks. In the process of past weeks, as you were with us, as you came here, as you became mobile and whatever to be part of, we continuously tested things in the background to understand the process of transferring and understanding the process of the completion of the cosmic rays.
So, hello, Mr. Keshe. Can you give us a detailed explanation of the cosmic rays, please, in a plasma science understanding? Thanks, Lisa.
Yeah. Cosmic rays are the rays, the fields, which have not found the matching balance to interact with, or are on the path to reach the field or environment that can interact with their field. In a way, they are like a lover looking for the love they have to meet, to interact, to create life. In the world of physical creation, we have a man and a woman, lead to creation of a child, a life. The cosmic rays are the rays which are on motion till they come to interaction, to lead to a new cycle. Some of it could be a fraction of light, some of it can lead to creation of new condition of life. But there are the energies, there are the magnetic fields in motion that have not interacted and are free and are called available for the next phase. Become part of your body if it's yours, of the same strength. Interaction with the body of a physical matter, planet or whatever, or with another fields that the interaction leads to fraction of other new fields of the cosmic rays that might lead to creation of the new cycle of life or a new plasma. They belong to the cosmos. They are not still have a name tag on them, but they become part of the human body or an entity. They have a strength which is very much connected in one end to a much powerful energy source. They are not usually, the cosmic rays, a bandwidth, a cut piece. They always have connection to their source, majority of them, because once they establish a point of contact and they go to the point of break and division, they start a new cycle. So they always have. It's like when we look at a star, it's always that light which comes to us is always connected to that star, to that point. They always have a point of reference. We can find out where that point of reference is, and if you can travel at the strength of, or at the, what are called rivers of this field, we can end up in most beautiful places in the universe. But it's instantaneous. This is what most of you have done in the enhancement unit. you instantaneously go somewhere. The light was space light, is a cosmic ray. It's a dusty white silverish at a high intensity. And I used to work in it. I could see myself part of it. If you go back to the unit, I used to do the flight system test, original flight system test, which then came out of Iran. Before Iran, I produced it in Belgium. If they haven't destroyed the garages, you see windows are all blacked out, totally blacked out. Because of the lights, I used to create cosmic light. So what is just getting achieved in our labs today is already been done 10 years ago.
Mr. Keshe, isn't there 7 million plus cosmic rays already walking around the planet Earth?
No, 7 trillions. What about the animals?
There you go, yeah. Exactly, yeah.
So we see what it comes. So it's nice to see now it's shared. It's a common knowledge, and then it will become more common knowledge. Would you take hundreds of tablets a week, which some people do, 20, 30 tablets a day, one side effect of the other one, the side effect of the other one, where you're repairing the shakes and damages of the physical condition, not walking, where the actual thing sits in your brain. And if you provide the facilities for the brain to absorb what it needs, there will be no more shakes. So, do I need the medicine? This, what I call cosmic centers, farms, will change the history of the medicine. When we place, let's say, 50, 60, 100 of them in Canada, or 50, 100 in US, 1,000 here, 1,000 there, you just dial a number and you get access to it. The system, through the fields of energy, will diagnose your illness, what it is, your condition, and again knows this needs this combination. So you sit there. People who start these processes with us is exactly as you are in the flight system. We don't sing you a song down the line, you hear absolute silence. It's the fields of your soul interacting with the fields of our system, and they find a balance. Ours is powerful, so yours raises. So you say, I'm helped, I don't have the condition anymore. That's all we're done.
So cosmic ray, Mr. Keshe, is a soul that interacts with the physicality?
Cosmic ray is a soul from the universe, if you put it that way. Connection to the soul of the universe. We call it the cosmic ray. If you look at cosmic and you want to change it, see what you can come up with.
So you can't change a cosmic ray, or you can?
Well, you can. You can interact with it. Cosmic ray is not one ray. It is an amalgamation and collection of many rays. I think I explained this in, I think it's one of the papers or in the book. I can't remember exactly where. I talk about translucent light. Translucent light is created by interaction of cosmic rays. It's what we see through the sky. We see other planets, but still it's not black that you don't see. It's translucent. Through it, we see other stars, other planets.
I think sometimes that's called the clear light as well, right?
Yeah, it's some people, depends what you call it. Yeah.
So these would be, these rays would be the primary rays, is what you were talking about, from source, basically.
Some of them, yeah, but not because they already interacted with something somewhere. It cannot be that some of it, very remote part of it, yes, but don't forget part of the rays we have in our universe comes from the unicos, which is interaction with other universes. You know, the way our sun shines in interaction with the fields of our Earth and become a daylight. Our universe fields interacts with other universes, that the interaction creates what are called universal light. We are not aware of this knowledge yet. It's impossible. We call it cosmic plus cosmos. But when you speak about universal lights, the universal lights, some of it comes from the Creator. Because those universal lights are where the universes live within. We only speak about the cosmos, what is within us, within our universe. When you go to universal lights, then you talk about some of the lights coming from the source. And some of these lights, if they get through our universe, become part of what we call universal or a cosmic light. When you look at the back of book 3, you might just grasp some of it. We haven't gone to the source yet. We're still taking crumbs in our universe. And this is part of the whole totality. We hope our team can show what we call the units in the next few days. What we call cosmic energy units. And this will change the history of matter. This will bring something beyond imagination of mankind, because we will start a new path. We'll start a new way. We will go through a condition of new understanding, because with these cosmic rays, cosmic lights from the units we have, we receive higher order fields, will be enlightened. Cosmic rays have always been there. Now we learn the knowledge. What do we become, would like to be? Do we still want to be man, to kill and do whatever we do and get in the back of a donkey and get on the rocket 100 meters tall to burn? Or we use the cosmic rays and we travel the same span of the universe? It's just that the enlightenment it brings. And that enlightenment comes by availability of understanding of what we could not understand that was not available.
Thank you, my dear Rick. Beautiful, beautiful presentation by our universal, beautiful teacher, Shriman Mehran Tavakoli Keshe, my master indeed, and lover. So, and thank you so much to Lisa McDonald from Keshe Foundation, Australia, creating these videos, beautiful videos to present, so that everybody can benefit from this as a learning process, as an education process, as a knowledge process. And she is an Earth Council, a universal soul. So thank you, Lisa, my dear. As beautiful, what can I say? And it's wrapping time, my dear one. We can go to the next slide.
Yes, but I just want to say, please listen and re-listen this video, and listen and re-listen also the workshop of last week. I really invite you, everyone, to do so. And also, like Mr. Keshe said, this is just a crumble, so we're just scratching the surface. That's why if we can manage, some people here, they're listening, they maybe have a lot of cash, they know what to do with it. So this is a good opportunity for you to donate to the foundation to support this work, because we are just at the surface, like Mr. Keshe said. But a lot can come out from it, and like he said, the things we can do are unimaginable. Like we could really sort out, everything pretty much. But so it's a big breakthrough for science, and it needs all our support. So thank you so much. And obviously, I know that we have to start by ourselves. So we have to, not good to ask people to do something. We have to do it first, and then set as example. So this is what I'm trying to do. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, my dear. Thank you, Stefania. As it said, that trillions of cosmic rays. Thank you. So we can go to the next slide, my dear Rick. Here you can, if there any wish from your community, bring the wishes. I will say needs, of course, but this is the wrapping time. If there is any wish from your community, please do, as one planet, one nation, one race for justice and world peace. Any wish, please do. Welcome, my dear.
Definitely in the Italian community, there is a wish to create the funding to support the research for the cosmic ray. And we start to get organized for it. So if you're Italian, please get in contact with the Italian Telegram group. Thank you.
I am present, my dear, with the wish, in the wish.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, my dear one. So here comes the wrapping time, and we can go to the next slide. Here comes the key. We are here to serve, not to be served, the purpose of all universal soul. So the Universal Council, thank you so much. Salam, namaste, salute, and welcome, suswagatam to the beautiful, beautiful, and beauty and totality of Keshe Foundation Spaceship Institute. That is so beautiful. Thank you so much. Salam, namaste, salute. This is Shweta Anwar. You see, Hindi language. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Sweta, and all the members of the Universal Council who present this meeting today, and the past 249 of these meetings every Tuesday. And our next public teaching workshop will be the Keshe Plasma Reactor Group, which starts at 7 a.m. on Central European time. That's Wednesday, November 30th. And people are welcome to attend that if you have questions or things you'd like to show about the plasma technology. And we are open to many topics in that workshop, and from all age groups and skill levels with the plasma technology. So what else we have to announce? I believe there's, let me see if I can get my picture up for it.
Even Rick becoming a student of the Keshe Foundation, that can be a way to donate, because you become a student, you donate £100 to the Keshe Foundation, and you get to do all the also the meeting in the student during the week, that where they're doing about the heating, about the feeding with plasma. They have a lot of projects going on. They're really nice. So people can become a student and have £100 donation to the foundation. This can be a good things.
Yes, that's correct. And I was going to mention that earlier when we were talking about some of the people that were interested in developing or working with some of the plasma technology or magravs. There are groups in the private teaching that are working on projects, and they would welcome any new input or newcomers to those meetings, I'm sure. Okay, we've got the, just share properly here. Also, the teachings about the soul, ethos, and universal council with Marie, who's a Universal Council member. And that's today at 9 p.m. Central European Time. And that'll be with the Brazilian Portuguese community with simultaneous translation in English. Okay, and I'd just like to say our background image for the
and with the background
workshop.
image, what about some universal dance?
Well, that's coming. First, I'd like to say about the background image.
Don't forget.
The background image for today's show is from Brigitte, and we appreciate that. It's shows some sort of ancient rock circle, it looks like, that she took. So thank you, Brigitte,
Thank you,
for
Brigitte.
that.
Thank you. Beautiful.
And now we come to the part that
universal dance.
Shweta likes to get excited about here. And it's our ending video, which would be the Flight Enhancement Spaceship Unit music version, as is the tradition on this show. So thank you, Shweta, for bringing that in.
Oh,
and
thank you. Thank you so much.
I think that's it for today. So thank you, everyone, for attending. And put your hands together and clap and dance for a couple of minutes here for exit. Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.